Ms. Ball get? All right, good afternoon. We're going to go ahead and call the Blythewood Town Council special call meeting to order. Today is Monday, November the 10th, 2025. The time is 12 noon. Ms. Durst, please call the roll.
Councilwoman Page. Here. Councilman Brock.
Here.
Councilwoman Fritz. Here. Councilman McKenrick.
Here.
Mayor Dixon.
Here, thank you, ma'am. Was the agenda posted according to state law?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. At this time, I'll be looking for a motion to approve the agenda presented this afternoon. Ms. Fripp.
Mr. Mayor, if I may, I'd like to make a motion to add an item, a discussion item regarding the, I don't know what we would call it, the council's
Food bank discussion.
Food banks, yeah,
Yes,
the food bank drive.
All right, council, before you, Councilwoman Fripp would like to add a discussion titled Food Bank, Blythewood Food Banks. All right, thank you. Any objection to that? All right, hearing no objection, we'll add that as.
Mayor, if I may, I think there needs to be a motion for that.
She made
at
the
least-
motion, I'll second it.
Go ahead.
Yep.
All right, second, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? Ayes have it. We will add that, ma'am. We'll push old business down to 4. We'll do new business, Ms. Durst, for the food bank. All right, thank you. At this time, please join Mayor Pro Tem Brock for the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation. At this point in time in the agenda, Ms. Durst, do we have anyone signed up for public comment? Thank you, ma'am. Hearing no one signed up for public comment, I'll pause for 1 second, 2 seconds to see if the public would like to speak. Hearing none, public comment is now closed. Next item on the agenda, new business. Ms. Fripp will discuss our upcoming council project for the food banks in Blythewood. Ms.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Each of you should have received an email from me. I'm trying to pull up. Should have received an email from me this weekend regarding a project that I would like for the council to consider. I'm trying to pull it up. Let's see. I mentioned that with the government shutdown and with some benefits and things like that ending, I thought that it would be a good idea for the council to come together and do a project as a council. And with that, what I did was I reached out to CAB, I reached out to KJ's, and I also reached out to Food Lion, and I actually have a call in to Scout as well. But I thought that just for a quick discussion, I thought that it could be something that we could do. What I don't know is whether or not we want to consider a financial donation, whether or not we want to do a matching, Food Line and KJ's have these bags, $6, $7. They have a few items in them, and I thought, well, maybe we could do matching as of now, KJ's has donated 128 bags to CAB, but there are just just some moving parts. I brought these flyers that have a list of the things that CAB needs. I talked to Councilman Brock, and he mentioned a theme. I actually spoke with Councilwoman-elect Hovis. She mentioned having a theme as well. They also have turkeys that, with a $25 purchase, you can buy a turkey for 19 cents a pound. But when I actually went back in and had the opportunity to speak with Kevin, he said that there are some restrictions to that. Councilman McKenrick thought, well, maybe we could say, hey, can you give us the receipts? Everybody that spent over $25 will buy the turkeys. But he said that wouldn't work, because you have to, in order to get the 19 cents per pound, you would have to, I guess, register for their discount program, put your telephone number in and things like that. If we wanted to buy a bulk amount of turkeys, I think he said we could get it for $1.28 a pound. I'm trying to go fast so that I won't prolong things. I just wanted to have a discussion, and again, we can talk about this later, but I just wanted us to kind of get a framework as to what we wanted to do, or if there were any additional ideas that council had. When I spoke with CAB, I thought in terms of if we were to give a financial donation, we may have to restrict it to just food, because with CAB, they also have a lot of people coming in needing utility and rental assistance, and I didn't know if that was something that the council wanted to engage in, or if we wanted to stick strictly to food. So that being said, I'd like to hear some discussion as to what other people think, so that way we know how to move forward with this project.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
You're
And
welcome.
thank you for looking into the needs in the community. We see the news, and we want to be as helpful as possible with our residents. You and I did speak before I opened it up about your ideals, and enjoyed that conversation. And one thing I mentioned on the phone was, we want to make sure that we do a total wraparound as best as possible. We do have other food banks also that we want to make sure that we're inclusive to them and doing some research on what they're seeing. Those are led by faith-based. So the two churches, Macedonia, Round Top Baptist, also does the food bank as well. So I know we're not looking for action now, but you may want to look at some research and see what their numbers are and what their needs are as well, as to CAB. You've done the CAB. And the last piece with the CAB, one thing that you might want to ask them is, sometime when folks are looking at, choosing between paying the light bill or having a meal on the table, the CAB does do a total wraparound in services. So you may have some folks that are paying light bills and supplementing the money that they could buy groceries with. So they may have some of those data and some of the needs as well, that they could best advise us on. Council, any discussion on or ideals for Ms. Fripp as she continue research?
Mr. Mayor, I believe the time frame for this, if I'm not correct, would be through the rest of the month of November, through the entire month of December, and sometime early January. Ms. Fripp, is that correct?
Yes, and the reason for that is because some of the people that are affected, it's kind of a ripple effect. So, and my thoughts was, we don't just want to assist for Thanksgiving and Christmas. We want it to be, people need to eat every day. So, but it is something that I think is, I'm not gonna say time sensitive, but we do wanna move in the direction. So if there is an action item that needs to be had, then we could discuss that on the meeting at the meeting on the 24th. But I mean, I would just kind of like to get a general idea, so what we are thinking, if we would want to make a financial contribution, if we are wanting to do a matching, and I'll tell you my issue, not my issue, but as it relates to matching, matching requires the community do first, and then we come behind. I'd like to kind of for council to take the lead on this and being able to provide assistance, what I say in real time, I don't want to say that, but you know what I mean. I don't want to have to wait until after the community does for us to take a tally as to how much they've given for us to give, because I don't know how long that would be. So I'll stop talking.
I'm
Anybody else?
I'm all in favor of it. I think it's a great idea, and I think it's certainly something council can get behind.
Any more comments, suggestions from Ms. Fripp? All right. Hearing none, make sure that you email her so that we can get something lined up for the 24th for that meeting, so that we can nail down which direction, and continue to send emails, Ms. Fripp, so that we can make informed decisions. Thank you. Moving to old business. Item A, second reading, action item, discussion and approval of ordinance number 2025.008, amending the town's code of ordinance to reflect the change of form of government.
Mr. Mayor, I guess I can explain what is in front of the council today. First reading was given to ordinance 2025.008 at the regular meeting on October 27th, 2025. There has been a few very minor changes from first reading to here at second reading. The changes and amendments that were made were outlined in a memorandum that I provided to council, and was also made part of the agenda packet for today, so the public can see the changes between first and second reading also. Just very quickly, there was a whereas clause added that just talked about the previous ordinance 2025-002, which was the referendum ordinance, which that ordinance itself states the change in the form of government is not going to take place until November 24th, 2025. But at the same time, the ordinance 2025.008 that's under consideration today will take effect upon second reading. The other changes that were made between first and second reading. First, if you look at section 30.01, which deals with quorum and rules of order, a provision was added to subsection A that allows council at a meeting to vote to elect a different presiding officer than the mayor. The mayor is the default presiding officer, but that can be changed. And then also in subsection B, I guess it's in the same subsection. Subsection A talks about a member being disqualified due to a conflict of interest. Because of Councilman McKenrick's question at the last meeting, I just changed this to clarify that loss of a quorum is for that question only, and not for the meeting as a whole. And then finally, just in section 32.03, just a little cleanup in that section. Anytime that the word manager was used in that section, the word town was added in front of that to be consistent throughout. And then also subsection A1 of 32.03 was also clarified as some of the language about who a town manager can appoint and remove, and provided in state laws that a town manager can appoint and remove all of those positions other than those that are specifically provided in state law for council to appoint, such as municipal judge, town attorney, and town manager. So those are the changes very quickly between first and second reading. So I welcome any questions if anyone has any.
All right, any questions, council? Hearing none, Ms. Durst, roll call, please, ma'am.
Needs
Oh.
to be a motion to
Yeah.
adopt as presented for second reading.
Motion accepted, second.
Second.
Motion accepted and second. Any discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Durst, roll call, please.
Yes, sir. Councilwoman Page,
Yes.
Councilman Brock,
Yes.
Councilwoman Fripp,
Yes.
Councilman McKenrick,
Yes.
Mayor Griffin.
Yes, thank you, motion passes. Next item on the agenda is adjournment. I'll be looking for a motion.
So moved.
Motion made, seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Ayes have it. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Yeah, Sharon had it waiting on me. Whoops, I better turn my microphone.